Hi, this is Ben, and I'm going to show you how to use Fieldwire for common engineering workflows. In this video, I'll focus on using Fieldwire for compliance tracking, so let's get to it. With Fieldwire, you're automatically going to have your daily report forms, RFI forms, time and material tags, timesheets, but these are actually entirely customizable, and you could create them and edit them depending on exactly what your team needs. For example, I've created a form that's specific for equipment commissioning. So if on your project, you're needing to ensure the equipment that you're installing is being commissioned in a very specific way, you can customize these forms depending on the specific type of equipment or whatever procedures your company needs to make sure you're following through startup for that piece of equipment. So as you can see, you have these additional line items with check boxes and notes. You could even create tables where you actually enter specific data as well. And then you can add a number of signatures. For example, in this example, I've got the commissioning engineer's signature. The commissioning engineer actually doesn't even need to necessarily be on Fieldwire itself. You can actually just hand your iPad over to the engineer and they can sign it off. And then it'll identify that it was signed by the engineer on your device. And the nice thing about forms is they're interconnected throughout your project documents. So for example, if you wanted to track exactly where that equipment was installed and you wanted to make sure that that form was attached to that location, you can actually just track the form directly on at location. And now that form can be accessed and associated with that area. So forms can actually be created directly on the plans as well. So if you were to just drop a form and you wanted to, say you wanted to create a form for a utility conflict, you could start an RFI. And then directly in the field, you can input all this information, ask the RFI question to try to understand exactly what to do with this utility conflict, and then you can attach various photos and then submit it out for a response as well. And just so you see what that looks like. After that form's been filled out, it's got the project logo. It can identify, any of the information that you inputted, and then include photo attachments as well. So I'm going to jump back to the tasks tab. And as I mentioned, this is where you can see all the different task activities on your projects. You can quickly filter them out based on category type, meaning like how these activities are organized. So for example, if I want to see all the concrete type activities, or I want to see all the construction observations or the concrete inspections, you can do that. If these activities have start and end dates, we also have this calendar view that'll let you see a nice 3-week look ahead schedule and then adjust the start and end dates right on the calendar. If the tasks don't have a start and end date, they can be dragged and dropped directly onto the calendar view. Additionally, we have this data analytics screen as well, where you can identify all the categories of activities on your projects, and then you can see for the construction observations, You have, a total of 6 different observations that are all moderate priority, so you can really see, where your team is behind on the project. Okay, I'm going to jump down to files real quick. So as I mentioned, this is where you would be able to upload any type of file on your project. So whether it be in a change order, project specifications, or maybe even a submittal document, you can create folders and load these files. And you can actually adjust the folder permission access levels as well. So say, you only want your lead engineers to be able to actually access these change orders. You can do that. And one thing I wanted to mention as well, all these project documents you can export externally. So if you wanted to export all the civil drawings, you can select this folder, select actions, and then export, and that'll create a PDF package that'll be delivered to anybody that you send this document to. That was a general overview of how to use Fieldwire for compliance tracking. Please let us know if you have any questions or need any assistance. Thanks.